Grisaille is a type of paint used in stained glass windows. It was started to be used on the 13th century, but is still used nowadays and can be applied in different number of artworks. We have this commercial brand that is a debit brand. We are going to paint with one of these grisailles, probably with the black one, but you can find different colors, a whole palette of different colors to use. And the technique will be the same. We take a little bit of the paint and we put it on a glass palette. You also need a little bit of Arabic gum, like it's really a tiny amount, because the Arabic gum is going to serve as a temporary binder to fix your grisaille on the glass before the firing. And water. You can start grind it out and mixing everything. You can see by the consistency if you need a little bit of more water or no. So this is a commercial paint, so you don't need to grind it a lot, but it's good to mix everything together well. So you have to have a runny paint, watery running paint to apply. You can pull it together. So before you apply on the glass, you also have to have a chosen image, or you can also do freehand, but it's better to start if you choose a previously image. You can do a previously drawing by yourself, or you can choose an image from the internet or some image that you want to reproduce. And working on the light table, you put it and you put the glass that you want to paint on top. So in that way you can follow the drawing. And you have your mixture, really watery and runny. And you pick up your brush and you will apply on all the surface that you want to paint with grisaille, that you want to do your drawing. So you have to pay attention, because the color that you choose to put, like the intensity of the dark that you want to put here, it's going to be your darkest tone. And afterwards, really fast, as you can see, you pick up this brush that is a blender, is a natural air brush, and you blend all your layer with smooth, almost not touching the paint, with smooth in all direction, until you see that your paint is starting to get dry and you are getting some marks of the brush. So I have dry areas already here, and this is still, and you let it dry completely. If you take out, you see that is not that homogeneous, because this part the brush touch too much the glass and remove a lot of the color, but we can work with that. So you let it dry. The grisaille painting technique is a little bit different from what we are used to. So instead of adding more pigments, you are going to remove and opening the lights. So you have your darkest tone, and you need to start to remove the places that you want to be lighter. So you are opening the lights to make sure that the light can come through the panel, the glass sheet. And you can do that using different tools. You can use a brush, different types of brushes, more strong, with really strong airs, fibers, different formats. And you also can use different toothpicks and even needles or pins. Depend on the effect that you want to have on the shading and the work. This got a little bit darker, so it's difficult to see, but I can see some parts that I know that will be lighter. So I can start carefully removing from the surface the material and starting to draw to mark the contours. So sometimes you can do the contours first. So pick up a brush, a small brush, and define the contours of your image first and fire the contours to really fix the grisaille on the glass, and come back and do the shading afterwards. But you can also do it all at once. You only have to make sure to mark your contours well. So I know that this part will be all white, so I can remove all of this grisaille and let the light come through here. So I don't want to paint with this part. And this part as well, because I'm seeing through the light table. Sometimes you can remove a little bit to see. So I know that I will have here. And I can start to play with the shading, removing a little bit at a time, leaving some marks, and I can do like this. I did a little bit of shading, and I also can do the shading, removing with a pin, doing different textures. And this requires patience. So here I have a different texture that I'm trying to do. So I'm doing a little bit of freehand with the textures. And so spending some time on doing this, at the end you can have your drawing, and you can do more complex ones. As you can see here, some examples of previous works done. You can have more complex done with a lot of shading work like these ones, but you can also have more simple ones, more focus on the contours and really dark marked contours. Afterwards, all this needs to be fired, usually at temperatures 680, 700 degrees, depending on your paint, on the paint that you are using and on the manufacturer. And after fire, you can apply other types of glass paints. You can apply, for instance, or stains. You can apply, for instance, like in this case, after the grisaille, yellow silver stain was applied on the other side, and you have these different colors and shades. But also enamels, we can also apply enamels afterwards, after the grisaille is fired, of course on the other side of the glass.